Jim was born on January 24th, 1933. Still the second warmest January 24th in Chicago history. Ironically, the number one song of the day was jazz classic Stormy Weather. He was christened James Leach Marshall in honor of one of his father's associates, the publisher of the Chicago Tribune. It's a name Jim would later legally change to James Carroll Marshall, Jr. Born at the height of the Great Depression, Jim was raised in a small two-room apartment on Chicago's North Side, shared with his parents and paternal grandparents. 2 years later, in 1935, his brother Jack joined the family. Times were so rough that their father sometimes had to steal milk from a grocery store to feed them. The two brothers had to do without a lot of toys and other normal childhood items and learn to play instead with whatever the environment provided free. This is perhaps where Jim discovered his first great love, train watching. Steam locomotives in particular would remain a lifelong passion. At the end of World War II, another brother, Tom, joined the family in 1945. In 1951, while still in high school and an Eagle Scout, Jim joined the U.S. Marine Corps and was slated to be shipped to the front lines of the Korean War, while still just 17 years old. His diminutive grandmother protested to her congressman, stopping the military from sending anyone under age 18 to the war zone. As soon as he turned 18, Jim was shipped from Camp Pendleton, California, to the front lines. Though suffering a serious back injury, Jim completed his tour of duty, returned home to Evanston, and graduated high school with his brother Jack in 1953. A self-described average student, Jim nevertheless earned a degree in metallurgical engineering at the University of Cincinnati. For a time, Jim and a buddy owned a houseboat on the Ohio River, where he also met the second great love of his life, education student Norma Jean Everett of Cincinnati.
It was fascination, I know.
Following their initial blind date in June 1957, they dated every weekend until their Cincinnati wedding, August 9, 1958, a marriage that lasted more than 56 years.
Just a brief romance, and I might have gone on my way, empty-hearted. It was fascination, I know, seeing you alone with the moonlight above. Then I touch your hand and next moment I kiss you. Fascination turned to love.
Daughter Jenny came along in 1959, son Jeff 2 years later. In 1960, Jim became the first person in the Marshall family in over 100 years to own his own house. He served stints with General Electric in Cincinnati, Kawaki Chemical in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, and IBM in upstate New York, where daughter Liz was born. In 1974, Jim was transferred to the San Francisco Bay Area. His work for IBM resulted in 6 patents. The family settled into their new home in Moraga for more than 16 years. Despite hour-and-a-half commutes each way to work, Jim found time to earn a master's degree from St. Mary's College in Moraga and to pursue his passions for trains and big band jazz. He and the family would often attend jazz festivals in Sacramento and other locations around the country. Transferred to the Seattle area in 1990, Jim kept up his passion for reading everything from Trains magazines to Scientific American. Retiring in 1992, he and Jeannie eventually moved to Manchester, New Hampshire to be closer to their daughter Liz's family. With their family now spread from Vermont to Southern California, Jim's later years were spent traveling to wherever he could best enjoy his 8 grandchildren. Though diagnosed with a form of dementia in 2008, Jim continued his enthusiasm for travel, venturing throughout New England to Cincinnati, Tennessee, and even the West Coast to visit family. Finally, confined to bed at the Arbors Memory Care Facility in Manchester, Jim lost his gallant fight against the disease. Surrounded by his family, Jim passed away on an unusually mild afternoon on March 16, 2015. Jim was 82. If he somehow could have been here today, in a few days we would have each received a brief note from Jim saying something like, "Thanks for the memories. Love, Jim."
Perhaps love is like a resting place, a shelter from the storm. It exists to give you comfort, it is there to keep you warm. And in those times of trouble, when you are most alone, the memory of love will bring you home.
Perhaps love is like a window, perhaps an open door. It invites you to come closer, it wants to show you more. And even if you lose yourself and don't know what to do, the memory of love will see you through.
Oh, love to some is like a cloud, to some as strong as steel.
For some a way of living, for some a way to feel.
And some say love is holding on, and some say letting go. And some say love is everything, some say they don't know.
Perhaps love is like the ocean, full of conflict, full of pain. Like a fire when it's cold outside, thunder when it rains.
If I should live forever and all my dreams come true, my memories of love will be on you. And some say love is holding on, and some say letting go.
And some say love is everything, and some say they don't know. Perhaps love is like the ocean, full of conflict, full of pain. Like a fire when it's cold outside, thunder when it rains.
If I should live forever and all my dreams come true, my memories of love will be on you.
Tears have all been shed now, we've said our last goodbye. His soul's been blessed, he's laid to rest, and it's now I feel alone. He was more than just a father, a teacher, my best friend. He can still be heard in the tunes we shared when we play them on our own. I never will forget him, for he made me what I am. Though he may be gone, memory lingers on, and I miss him, the old man. As a boy, he'd take me walking by mountain, field and stream, and he'd show me things not known to kings, in secret between him and me, like the colours of the pheasant as he rises in the dawn, and how to fish and make a wish beside the holly tree. I never will forget him, for he made me what I am. Though he may be gone, memory lingers on, and I miss him, the old man. I thought he'd live forever, 'cause he seemed so big and strong. But the minutes fly and the years roll by for a father and his son. And suddenly when it happened, there was so much left unsaid. No second chance to tell him thanks for everything he'd done. I never will forget him, for he made me what I am. Though he may be gone, memory lingers on, and I miss him, my old man.